All right, so I hope you're all excited as I am. Our next performer is probably the most talented we've ever had here. In addition to her day job as a mathematician, she has been a magician member of the Magic Castle since 2010, I believe. So everyone give a big round of applause for Tori Noquez.
Hey guys!
Hi. Hey!
What's up? Is everybody having fun?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, good. What's your name?
My name's Janet.
Janet, I'm Tori. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And your name is?
Jonathan.
Jonathan. It's a pleasure. Thanks for helping me out. All right. Okay, so let's get started. All right, let's do something with these. All right, so I assume you're all familiar with a deck of playing cards. Good. All right, and Janet, if you could please select a card. That one? You sure?
Yep.
All right, and then if you could look at it and show it around. All right, and then Janet, if you could replace it and shuffle them up. You know how to shuffle cards?
Yep.
Good. Go ahead. All right, everybody watch super closely while you shuffle these cards. That was good focus. All right, Janet, I'm going to go through these cards and pick out some cards that I think might be the card that you selected. Okay? So, let's see. What are you guys up to? What's going on out there? Not
Humidity.
Yes, it's summer. Okay. Okay. All right, so I picked out 4 cards I think might be your card. Anybody know the probability that Janet's card is amongst these 4?
1 out of 13.
Very good. Are you like a mathematician or something? All right, so let's take a look. I think it's one of these 4 cards. It's maybe the one that Janet. How do we do, guys?
I have to try again.
Not so good, huh? All right, so the probability of that is what? 12 and 13? Okay, but this isn't just probability. It's magic, and now I think...
Whoa!
Thank you. Not that probability isn't its own kind of magic. Jonathan, if you could please pick a card.
All right, go with this one.
All right. If you could look at it, show it around to everybody who is not me. Everybody seen it? And if you could return it. Okay. So you all watched super closely and quietly and intensely while Janet shuffled the cards. And that was cool. Or, I mean, okay, that happened. But Janet didn't do anything like this where she turned the cards going the wrong direction. Oh no is right. Because after performing a shuffle like this, it renders the cards somewhat unusable. They are all going different directions, which is usually a configuration of playing cards that we don't love, right? Typically, maybe, right? When they're going back to back, or some are face up, or, right. Okay, but we can fix this, right? Just give it a wave, a little snap, and now I think they should all be righted.
No.
Whoops, we missed one. Was this the card he picked?
Yes.
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah.
Good. All right, then let's do something with these. So these are royal playing cards, giant size, because that's a thing. All right, so not only are they giant size, they're also cut in half. Because this is a typical scenario. Okay, so here's the situation. We've got 2 halves of a giant deck of playing cards. Okay? All right, Janet, if you could just place your finger on the back of one of these playing cards. This one?
Yep.
You sure that's the one you want?
Sure.
Change your mind.
No.
No? All right. There you go. Now keep that card safe. Don't look at it just yet. And Jonathan, if you could place your finger on the back of one of these playing cards.
This one?
This one. What a choice. All right, you sure you want this one?
Yeah.
That's the one you picked? All right, there you go. All right. so you guys both picked half of this, half of a giant playing card. If on the count of 3, you two could reveal what you picked. Get ready. 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
You guys have so much in common. You should be friends. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do something with this. All right. So this is just a length of rope. I'm gonna swing it to you guys in the front. Are you ready? Catch it. Ready? Good rope catching. All right. If you guys could inspect that rope and see what you think of it, if it appears to be a regular length of rope.
There appears to be a rope. Yep.
And also is a rope.
In one piece.
Okay. Those are all features of this rope. All right, if you guys could swing it back, jump rope style, or like that. Just throw it at me, that's good. Okay. All right, so we've got this length of rope and this little pair of scissors. All right, so if I were to cut this rope in one place, how many pieces would we get?
2.
Very good. Or if I were to cut it in 3 places, how many would I get? 4, right. Or if I cut it in n places, I would get...
And plus 1.
Very good. What a smart crowd. All right. Okay, so I'm going to cut it in 2 places. All right, which should leave us with how many? You guys were so good at this a second ago. 3, right. 3 approximately equal lengths of rope. Okay. All right, so do you guys want to see how I might create a rope illusion?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. That was more or less unanimous. All right, so here's what would happen. Is I'd take one of these lengths of rope before you guys all came to hang out with me, and I can put it in my hand and sort of ball it up like this. So if I do that and I turn one of these ends down, kind of wiggle the ends, it looks a lot like I've got 2 longer pieces and 1 shorter piece. But you guys know secretly I've got this length hidden in my hand. But if you kind of squint and look closely, it's kind of convincing. It almost looks like I actually have. Oh. Weird. Okay, so right now that you guys know the system, you fold one end down, one end up, and kind of wiggle them. And this looks a lot like a longer piece of rope and a shorter piece, right? You almost think there really was a longer piece. Oh. Okay. Thanks. All right. So here's the thing. That's not reality. That's a rope illusion, right? That's what I was showing you guys was going on. So we've got these 3 pieces, and if I just give them a little tug, snap. Now, right? You like the snap? That's me too. Okay. Now we should have 3 approximately equal lengths.
What?
Oh.
No.
Thank you. All right, so not everyone always has lengths of rope hanging around if you're not into knot tying, right? That's what we do with ropes. But conveniently and somewhat inexplicably, Staples sells rubber bands by the pound. So we can do some stuff with these. I like actually couldn't buy a smaller bag. I don't know who ever needs this many rubber bands. Okay. But now I have enough rubber bands for the rest of my life, I guess.
Newspaper deliverers.
For example. Yeah. All right. Okay, so rubber bands. This is an object that we're all moderately familiar with, especially if we've ever delivered newspapers, apparently. All right, so here's the situation. I'm going to make some loops. So I've got this little loop here, and I'm going to drape this guy through and connect it. So you guys can see that these are locked together, right? So no matter how much I pull on them, they should be linked until... Okay. So that might be a consequence of some kind of defect in my fingers. So Janet, if I could have you hook your fingers this way. All right, and I'm just going to link this rubber band onto you. Okay, and just hold it still. All right. Okay, so do you feel confident that this creates a closed curve? All right. Then I'm going to do the same thing with mine. Just wrap it around here so you guys can see that Janet and I should be linked together, right?
Alright.
Okay, so you can see it, everybody can see it. Now we have to be friends. All right, so I can tug on it, right? Ooh, whoops, got a little tangled. All right, so I can pull it back and forth, tug back, and you should be able to feel it,
Yeah.
right? Until we do a little run.
Whoa.
There you go, you can those. Right? Yeah, try it at home. All right. What's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel. Nice to meet you, Rachel.
Nice to meet you.
You look like a person. We haven't really met before today, right?
Right.
A true fact.
That's
All
a
right.
good fact.
You look like the type of person who has a very vivid imagination.
Possibly.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
good enough.
Mhm.
All right, Rachel. I'm going to toss you an invisible deck of playing cards.
Okay.
Okay, they're in the box. Don't worry, they're not gonna spill. All right, so here we go. Good catching. All right, Rachel. If you could open that deck of playing cards and take them out and look through them. And what's your name?
Kara.
Kara. I'm going to have you pick one of these invisible playing cards from Rachel. Pick carefully. This is an important decision. Might be the most important one you make.
Don't show it to her.
Yeah, so make sure you see it and that I don't see it. In fact, I'll turn around so you can show it around to everybody and make sure everybody sees this invisible playing card. This is very important.
Okay.
All right, everybody seen it? Everybody knows what's going on?
Yeah.
Got it hidden? Okay. Kara, if you could turn it over and put it back in the deck that Rachel, I hope, is still holding.
Okay. Back
All
in.
right, so there's one card flipped over back in the deck. All right, Rachel, close them up and give them a little shuffle. Beautiful. That is the best shuffling I've ever seen. All right, back in the box. And then if you could toss that box back down in here. Awesome. Thank you. That was excellent. All right. Everybody thank Rachel for helping me out. So, vividly? Is that the right way? I'm trying to say lively. Livelyly? I don't know what the adverb for that is.
Vivaciously.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Rachel, what color was the card that Kara picked?
It was red.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. Kara, which red suit was the card that you picked?
Heart.
Hearts. And Janet, did you see which heart it was?
Yes.
Okay. Which one was it?
It was the 2.
The 2 of hearts. Really? Okay, well, while you guys were chit-chatting, I went ahead and made the deck visible. Ta-da. All right. It's okay, that wasn't the trick. All right. So the 2 of hearts, and Kara picked that card and showed it around, and I didn't look, and turned it over, put it back in. There was a nice shuffle that went on. All right, so there should be one card in here that is facing the other direction.
Whoa, no.
But you know what's even weirder about that? You know, Rachel, I thought you had a vivid imagination, but you forgot to imagine the rest of the cards.
No.
Thanks for trying. Okay. All right, let's do something with cards that have stuff on them. Okay. Oh, okay, this is gonna be fun. All right, let's use this guy. Okay, so if you would all take a look. This is a tiny pink plunger, because, you know, who doesn't have one? No, I got nothing. All right, so we're going to use this tiny pink plunger for its most obvious use, which is to find some playing cards, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. So, tiny pink plunger, let's do it. Ooh, okay. So that's where we plunge to, and first we should have the ace of hearts. Next, the clubs. Oops. Diamonds, and one more plunge. What do we got? Spades.
Whoa.
Tiny pink plunger, mainstay of the Magician's Toolkit. All right, so got these aces out of here. And the rest of these guys are, they're not all aces, all right, so don't worry That wasn't what happened. All right, so 4 aces, my favorites. All right, so what's typically considered the most important of the 4 aces?
Spades.
Right, that is typically considered to be the most important. It's got like the logo, or it matters in card games. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys why that's wrong. It is in fact the Ace of Hearts. And let's, I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I'm going to do a little demonstration to show you guys why it's the Ace of Hearts. Alright, so let me get all set up. Alright, so here's the setup. I've got the 3 other aces under these little card barriers around the table. And we've got that Ace of Hearts that we were talking about. And I'm just going to put it up here in the corner. And Jonathan, if I could have you put your left finger right in the middle of that Ace of Hearts.
Okay.
And just don't move. Or you can move all parts of your body that are not that finger on that card.
All right.
But that's optional. Okay. Alright, so the Ace of Hearts. Yeah, just keep like here over. So.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, so demonstration. Here we go. Alright, so first we've got the Ace of Spades. So let's go ahead and turn the guy over and give him a little wave to the Ace of Hearts. And that should have... Okay. That's weird. Alright, so let's keep that going. Alright, next we've got the Ace of Diamonds. So turn that guy over, get rid of those, give it a wave, and that too.
What?
Alright, one more. Is the Ace of Clubs. Let's just bury it in there. It's a little wave. And I think if we did that right, that too should have
Whoa.
vanished. Huh. Okay, so what did we say? What were we talking about at the beginning? That the Ace of Hearts is the most important ace, right? And I was going to demonstrate to you guys why. Well, it turns out the Ace of Hearts has a certain magnetic quality with its other ace friends. So Jonathan, if one at a time with like, well, you don't have to use too much drama, but if at one at a time you could turn those playing cards over that you've had your finger on this entire time.
Sure.
So first of all, we've got the Ace of Hearts. We put it there. That's good. Next is
No.
the Ace of Clubs. And the Ace of Spades. Thank you. All right. Whew. Okay. How are you guys doing? Can I show you guys one more?
Yes.
Thing? Okay, then I guess that's what we'll do. Okay. So if you'll all take a little journey with me, not in space, but in time. An imaginary journey. I'm not a time traveler. Okay, so for this I'm going to need my jacket, because what I want is for you to all imagine that it's winter time. Specifically winter time in Chicago, which I know most of you hate. Which is fine. It's not my favorite thing, but it does lend itself to some fun activities, including my favorite, which maybe you guys can guess. Hint, involves a cup. Drinking hot chocolate. Alright, good. That should get a round of applause. Okay. So here's the thing though about drinking hot chocolate, is that hot chocolate is basically unusable without marshmallows. Right? Do we agree? Okay. Right, so, but here's the thing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm an only child and I hate sharing. The worst. Okay, so I've devised some tactics to help myself avoid the situation where I'm expected to share my marshmallows. Alright, so I'll show you guys some of what's up. So the first one is where I just put it in my pocket and keep it safe there until such time as I want to put it in my cup of hot chocolate. Okay, so this is pretty standard, right? So you guys all know that one? Okay, so let me show you guys some more sophisticated approaches. Alright, so, so I'll, I throw it in the cup, take it to my pocket, but sometimes people are watching me super closely, and they see me sneak it to my pocket, right? You totally saw that, right? Right, so I'm kind of in an awkward position when I'm trying not to share and somebody watches me deliberately hiding food from them. So in that case, usually I would offer it to that person. You can eat it now if you want. Well, you didn't have to. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'll go with that. All right. But yeah. So Marshmallow may be eaten, but now I have a little. This is my more advanced technique to just give it a little snap, and now I should have a new one.
Whoa.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. All right. Okay. So things can get even a little more advanced than that. So let's see. All right, so we've got the marshmallow in this cup, right? It is. Okay, so here's the thing though, is it might be, so set it down. That marshmallow filled cup might not be my cup. My cup might be this sad empty cup, right? I know, that's so sad, right? But here's my sneaky little way to get this marshmallow into this cup. I just take it under the table, and as long as I hold my hand there for just a little bit, I think now perhaps the marshmallow will have transferred from that cup.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's not just deliberate sneakiness, though. That's stealing. Right? So that's sort of shady. So really, I should give this marshmallow away to someone who wants it.
Can I eat it?
Yeah. Wow, you guys are really into marshmallows. Cool. I like that. All right, Janet, would you like to learn how to be sneaky with marshmallows?
Sure.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you put your hand right on top of this cup.
Alright.
Okay. And now I'm going to grab your wrist. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I like to ask permission before I touch people. All right, Janet. So here's what are we doing? Okay. So on the count of 3, I guess I don't need to be holding your wrist. I'm sorry I did that. That was awkward. All right, Janet. On the count of 3, if you could please slowly and dramatically lift that cup and look at the inside. 1, 2, and 3. You made a marshmallow appear. You're magic.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, all right. If you could hold this cup by the handle, like you're about to drink out of it. Now, we said that cocoa is useless without marshmallows, but marshmallows are even more useless without...
Whoa.
All right, that was it. Thank you for hanging out with me.